D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I finished Star Trek Strange New Worlds premiere for season 2, episode 1. It was called The Broken Circle. And I have to say, this wasn't a bad episode. There are some things that I definitely question. I mean, so much girl boss moments, you know what I'm saying? Got to tell those men, put them in their place, you know? I also have concerns in terms of story, the overarching story, which I'll talk about. And I have a lot of things that worry me for this season, but we'll see if it turns out my worries are all just me being a big, weirdo and everything. But yeah, I also I'm gonna just real quick tell you guys I'm gonna do things a little bit differently from now on to start off with, to see for my breakdowns and everything. So watch this and tell me if you like this way better or how I did it before. But yeah, I'm going to break this sucker down, and I'll give you my thoughts while I break it down, and then also afterwards, because there are, like I said before, some things that I do question in terms of this show, or at least this episode for sure. Okay, well, let me get started on this breakdown, you guys. But before I do, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, now that I got that out of the way, let's get started on this breakdown. At the start of the Broken Circle, the Enterprise is in space dock for inspections after the events of the last season finale. Lieutenant Lanan Noonien Singh is off finding the parents of the little girl who they rescued from the Gorn, and Captain Pike is off finding a lawyer for number 1, who was arrested at the end of the last season for lying about her species in her Starfleet application, leaving Spock in command of the Enterprise. That's when Uhura receives a vague message from Noonien Singh indicating that an imminent anti-Federation threat somewhere in the Kojitar system. The Kojitar system is home of a dilithium mining operation that the Klingons and the Federation take turns running month by month, which is a bit weird, I think, but hopefully the planet doesn't have a special needs alien to cry out and blow up the universe. A Federation starship turning up during the Klingon month would be considered an act of war. So, because Starfleet can't give our heroes permission to check the message out, they obviously have to steal the Enterprise. But first, they have to get those pesky inspectors off the Enterprise by faking a warp core breach. But wouldn't you know it, the Inspector Pelia is an expert on warp core breaches. She sees through their ruse, but she lets them do it anyway because she's bored. Okay, so Pelia, played by sitcom veteran Carol Kane, is the first big surprise of season 2, but she's not really a surprise because they told us she was coming when they announced that the Enterprise's new chief engineer would be played by Carol Kane. Now, I thought it would be something interesting, from Addams Family Values to The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Kane is often typecast as a mischievous old lady with a distinctive accent. And I thought I thought if she played that typecast role in Strange New World, it would be something weird on Star Trek. And if she played against that typecast, it would be fun to see what she came up with, And well, it turns out that Carol Kane is playing a mischievous old lady with a distinctive accent. So typecast, check. While she sees through Spock's ruse, she reasons that Vulcans don't do anything without a good reason. She then casually points out that the Enterprise is short a chief engineer, mentions that it's been 100 years since she's had her own engine room, and tells them how to fake a warp core breach more effectively. That's when Uhura realizes that Pelia has a Atlanteanite accent. Now, I have no idea if those aliens have accents, but I have a feeling it doesn't matter. Before we're on our way, we get a pretty cringe moment, which we saw in the trailer. While Spock is in the captain's chair, Erica Ortega's asks him what his line will be to command them to go to war. Captain Pike says, hit it. So what's Spock's? After a moment's thought, he says, I want the ship to go now. Now, between that line and Carol Kane being Carol Kane, I don't know how much girl boss I'm going to be able to handle. When our heroes rendezvous with Noonien Singh, we see Strange New World is following another beloved Star Trek tradition, the found family. The meeting on Kojitar is like a family reunion. La'an reports that war profiteers from both the Federation and the Klingon Empire have teamed up to reignite the Klingon War. A bit later, Nurse Chapel and Dr. Mbinga find themselves on a Federation ship that the bad guys have built in order to commit a false flag attack on the Klingon Empire. They get a message to the Enterprise that the ship must be destroyed and eject themselves out into space, hoping that the Enterprise can beam them aboard before they freeze and suffocate. Obviously, this works because reasons and to science, but at the same time, it's still pretty fun, and I always enjoy a good space battle. With the day saved, Spock has to smooth things over with the Klingons. This is achieved naturally with a drinking competition. We also learn here that Lanthanites live for a very long time. Pelia asks Spock what he thinks is the worst thing about living so long, and he replies that it's seeing your loved ones grow old and die. She corrects him, saying it's boredom. Yeah, because seeing your loved ones die has become a real hoot, and reveals that she knew his mother, Amanda Grayson. Of course she knew his mother. This character is going to be fun or annoying. Probably the latter. In the closing moments of the episode, the Starfleet brass deems Spock's blood wine hangover to be punishment enough for stealing the Enterprise before revealing that he got off lightly because they need their best guys in action in preparation for an imminent threat from the Gorn. Why do they keep going back to the Gorn? Like, I mean, the Gorn are interesting and everything, but I don't feel like they've done the Gorn right. I mean, I'm sorry, we had that baby Gorn, but I need to see full on big Gorn and stuff, and they need to talk and everything. It's just not going to be. I mean, this Gorn thing, I have a feeling, is not going to be as great as they think it's going to be. And yeah, I have thoughts on that. So that is the breakdown of the episode. So my thoughts on this, I think, the wider arc of the Gorn, okay. So each episode is self-contained in this, which I do like, because I've always thought that Star Trek did a really good job with its episode of the week kind of thing. I also think that this is all part of a wider arc with the Gorn thing, which, like I said before, I don't know if they're going to be able to pull it off in a way that's going to be like good. I don't know. We'll see, though. And I just have to say that I'm interested in the fate of number one in terms of like what's going to happen. But she's going to be found. This lawyer that he goes to find is who's also another girl boss is going to be she said no at the beginning, but she's going to say yes now, because she has to. She can't let number one sit in prison. And then I want to get to the stuff that I'm also worried about, okay? And then Pelea's backstory is teased here, and I just go, I'm kind of interested in it, but I also just don't care. Now, I do want to talk about some stuff. So the best lawyer for this is a woman, okay? And then when we go through all the inspections on the Enterprise, we get all of these men telling these women like they're inspecting their stuff, which is their job. But then you get a girl boss moment from a horse. This is my station, okay? You don't come in and touch my stuff, okay? I'm gonna take my toys and go home if you do it. And I'm all like, oh, get over yourself, okay? You don't even look like a whore. You're not as hot. But I just want to say right now, the actor that played the guy that was like trying to check out her thing, he's from The Expanse. I like him a lot. I hope to see him in a lot of other stuff, but I don't get to choose these things. Girl boss moments, you get the Noonien Singh. she has that blood wine competition. Well, of course, you get Peleus thing, but you get that blood wine competition where she's drinking with the Klingon, and of course she beats him because the men can't win ever anything. And yeah, and then like it's just crazy because it's like and like the jokes are cringe. The science isn't sciencing, but it's fine. It's fine in terms of like I'm okay with it. But yeah, I'm not okay with it all the time, but what this episode was fine. I'd give it a good like 6. That space battle was pretty cool. I did enjoy that. I liked him flying through the little red rocks and everything. As long as Michael Burnham doesn't show up, I'm good to go. But you guys, that is my breakdown and review. Tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? How do you feel about my new way of breaking stuff down? If you don't like it, tell me so I can go back to the old way. I'm just trying to figure some stuff out and everything. But tell me what you thought about this episode, because I'm interested to see, if you liked it. I'm just going to say right now, this was mid for me personally, but we'll see how the season goes going forward. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave you. But again, go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next Star Trek Strange New Worlds breakdown and review. You guys have a good week. Live long and prosper. Bye.